Well, Mondays don't get much worse than this for Bills Mafia. Tonight, the Mafia is moody. Here's why. The Bills lost 29-25 to their bitter rival, the New England Patriots. Good evening, everyone. I'm Claudine Ewing. Last night's game drops the Bills to 4-3, but raises a bunch of questions about this team and the rest of its season. We are very fortunate to have an expert here to navigate us through this moody Monday. Here to answer a few questions is NFL and Bills insider Vic CARUCCI. Vic, thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure, Claudine.
The team lost their second game in 3 weeks. It seemed like they had things figured out after week 4, but things have fallen apart since the Tottenham game. What's going on?
Yeah, falling apart is the right way to describe it. This is a team really in disarray. That is not an overstatement. They have not played well now for 3 games. That is a trend. That's not just an anomaly. We're seeing some troubling signs, starting with the offense that just can't get anything going, especially early on. And it seems to set a tone of a team that's now like struggling and groping for answers offensively, because they don't not only find the end zone, but they just can't find any consistency. You hear the term out of rhythm, out of sync. The players saying that, coaches saying that, and it's all true. And what that is, putting a finger on that, I really can't single out one thing, but I can tell you nothing looks right from Josh Allen on down.
You're right about that, struggling, and they just don't seem like they have that rhythm. There's a lot that can be said, though, about Ken Dorsey and this offense, but let's not overlook the defense.
Yeah, and you're right. First of all, Ken Dorsey's going to feel more than his share of heat because of the offensive struggles. 10 points in the first half of the last 3 games is a big problem, and not solving the problems that defenses are presenting is also going to be on him. But defensively, can't let them off the hook. Claudine, you had a game yesterday that was in the grasp of the Bills. One that, thanks to Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and the superstar combinations doing their thing, making those spectacular kind of plays at the end, which added some drama, but it should have ended there. Instead, the defense allows a very mediocre Patriot team, an offensive line on the Patriots that was starting its 6th different combination. Mac Jones, the quarterback, who was on the verge of possibly losing his job, and they found a way to march the length of the field to get that winning touchdown.
And Vic, the Bills have a problem winning those close games, and this year they've lost 3 games. All of them have been by 5 points or less. What do you think is the team's inability to just close out these games?
Yeah, again, combination of things, Claudine. You can cite the small things that end up being big things. A place kicker who misses 2 field goals against the Giants and then misses, a very makeable one in that 40-yard range against the Patriots. That's one thing. Another thing is some drop passes when Josh Allen hasn't overthrown a guy here or there. So there's that. And then there's a defense. Now, they're hurt. They've got some key people out. I'm not overlooking that, and I'm not dismissing that. But there are still ways to overcome that. And every team, you get to this 7-week area of the season, every team has got injuries. So nobody's feeling sorry for that team as long as you've got your franchise quarterback in place and those other key pieces. And I know the Bills injury list just got a little longer because Dawson Knox now undergoing some wrist surgery. That's a big loss at tight end. But nevertheless, they've got to start, getting their act together.
Vic, thanks for stopping by at 5:30. It is going to be interesting, and let's see what happens on Thursday. Thanks again for joining us.
You're welcome, Claudine.